What do you mean, you people?
I know Kung Fu.
Show me.
I am a peacock! You gotta let me fly!
Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, sometimes it rains.
It is the Al Travis Show. We're lucky to have her. She is Shannon Watson with Majority in the Middle. Shannon, how are you?
I'm doing well, Al. How are you?
I'm doing really well. You got yourself in some trouble, but I don't want to talk about it right away because if we go down anywhere down the same path we did in the 3 minutes before you got on the air, I could get in trouble. And I want to hit some other things first because you won't be able to pull back from it, if that's okay with you.
Cool. Yeah.
First off, and this is very sad news, Jeff Johnson was running for governor. Yeah. He was a St. Cloud a city council member, Republican candidate for governor. Tragedy hits his family. His daughter is killed, and he has suspended his campaign. Our hearts, I don't know, prayers for them. I know everyone, what are your prayers? Don't do anything. Absolute prayers for this man and his family and his daughter. The suspension, I would throw out to you. I get it, knee-jerk, just suspend. I don't know how a family gets through this. What do we have, 10 months until the election to do what you got to do to get there? No hard feelings, Mr. Johnson. I think it just be with your family and pull out completely. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to run his campaign, but good God, you're not going to get through that, run a campaign and all that in 10 months. This is a lot. And I'm just putting that out there as my 2 cents. Your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, campaigns are hard enough, and they are. You know, the person whose name is on the sign is obviously sort of the center of the hurricane, but that does sweep up the rest of the family. And I think it was entirely appropriate for him to be like, this is going to be the least important thing on the list.
That's what I mean by suspending your campaign. Just say, adios, I am so sorry. For those that were backing me, thank you, but I can't. And anyone say anything about that, I would be like, you're crazy. This is too much. This is what every parent dreads. I mean, that's off the charts. So our condolences to him.
Absolutely.
All right. On another, it's a side note. It seems so strange to me, and I'd love to know if you even remember this happening before. So we had the caucuses last Tuesday, and I'd like to talk to you a little bit about it. The numbers come out, and I said some had to leave. On the governor's side, I mean, I think we had 14, maybe it was down to 30. I forget. But even undecided in that straw poll had more than like 7 other people on there. And I said, hey, somebody's got to look at what they're doing, right? I mean, that's what I was saying. You're smiling. Am I wrong? If you go to a caucus, you're a player, right? We've talked about you got to want to be there. This isn't for necessary. You got to want to talk politics. And you go.
Yeah.
And you are not held to your vote. This is a straw poll. You're not, and you can't make up your mind. You won't throw a dog a bone and throw it, because they're not. If you are that committed to making a statement by not picking somebody instead of even one of the underdog, you're smiling. You get what I'm saying, right?
Well, I do. And it's 10 months till the election. Yeah. There's a lot of time to be available. And so I don't cast any shade on people who go to a convention and say, I don't know amongst these people. That could be several of these people would be acceptable. It could be, I'm not picking yet. I want to learn more about people. It could be, I don't like any of this.
Which means the undecided vote means nothing. So 200 and whatever it was, people decided they wanted nothing. We aren't going to let you know what our thoughts are. And some people fell under that. Now, that all being said, I said that should wean out some. If I don't know your name yet, you're running for governor, and I do this, I'm not going to do this. Shannon, name the 12 people that are running for governor and get them all.
I can't.
See, okay.
I can't.
And you do this for a living. I do this. Right. I couldn't. And if you're not getting that kind of traction and you got less than undecided, I would think you would possibly want to rethink your decision.
Well, it depends on what you're aiming for. Are you aiming for the caucus or are you aiming for the primary? And I think there are some people who are going to do very well in a or they will do better in a primary than they will at a caucus, because the caucus is generally the most engage the most.
I don't doubt it. I'm saying if Shannon Watson and Al Travis do not even know your name 10 months beforehand, you're probably not, unless you got a crap load of money, are not going to be able to get most Minnesotans to know who you are in a primary.
I don't know how many Minnesotan or how many people in St. Paul knew who Kelly Her was in June.
Yeah,
I mean, she's a state representative for part of
and
the state.
St. Paul's, yes, and St. Paul's a big city, but it's not the state of Minnesota. I mean, this is a statewide.
I'm just saying there's
I
plenty
know why you got to argue me. We're not even getting to the point here.
Oh, what's the point?
Dr. Jensen, he's the first one since that to pull out of the governor's race and say, I'm done.
Right.
But according to Megan, I love it, he pivoted to the auditor spot. He's going to run for auditor against Engine. And I kind of know him through his last run, Dr. Jensen. He can do whatever he wants. You get to do this as America.
Right.
But how many times has someone said, I've got the perfect attitude, personality to be your governor? And if not, I also have the perfect attitude to be an auditor. I don't know that the job has this, I'd also be great at your attorney general. That's right. I don't have a law degree. There has to be a list of things you got to be good at. And I don't know that they go back to back. Do they? Your thoughts on, can you pivot this far?
The governor of the state of Minnesota, I don't think we put enough focus on, this is the chief executive officer of the state. Like, this is the person who runs the business of the state. We tend to lump the governor in with the legislature and what party they're a part of and how they're going to participate in all the political stuff. But we're looking for a chief executive. And sometimes the people who campaign the best are not necessarily the people who are the best sort of temperament for that office. So, I think that's one of the things that we sort of gloss over in the governor's race. As far as the state auditor goes, as somebody who spent 3.5 years in the corporate audit services department of a large bank that you might think it would be United States Bank based on the name that I'm not dropping, but I spent 3.5 years with like legit actual auditors, which you don't have to be an accountant, an auditor to be in that role. I think it would be helpful because there is some art and science to auditing. So
this is not a slam on it's Blaha, right? Our current auditor, Blaha.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know her from Adam. She could walk by me tomorrow. I'm like, don't know, and I'm not ripping her. Oh, her. But my point is, I presume because it isn't a personality-driven thing, like you said with the governor, right? So she's just a good auditor? I don't know. Maybe she is. I don't know. But she has different attributes. It isn't about her being on the front stage, or I would know, I know her name, but I would not be able to pick her out, right? I like that in my auditor. I kind of find that special in my auditor. I don't need to know you. But you walked away from, if you're governor material, like Scott Jensen really felt he ran last time, got the nomination, got this far this time, does that transfer to auditor? He gets to run. We're not ripping him. We'll find out.
I thought
that was okay.
Yeah,
I thought that was
you actually would very much like Julie Blah. You should have her on the program. You guys would have a good time.
I just don't know what questions I'd ask. I'd have to look up and find out what in the world the person does first, so I can ask a decent question. Right. I'm not the only one, Well,
I will say the first thing, and actually this may be the reason that you should have her on the program, is that the first thing that the state auditor does not do, because it is not legally in their description, is audit state agencies. That is the role of the. So this is the thing.
I knew that. Then I'm like, okay, if you're not doing that, what are you doing? I don't have a clue. It's like Secretary of State. Every 2 years, busy as get out, right? You run all those art, like that's got to be tough. What's he doing on the off time? I have no clue. I'm sure there's work to do. I'm not saying that, but I'm a regular person. I have no idea. If we're not having elections, what's his secretary? I have no idea. I presume he's going to meetings like in
filings and all those other things. Yeah.
The rest of us imagine like sixth grade when you weren't the president or the vice president, but you're the secretary of your class. You had to take the notes. Right. That's what I see him. He's going to all the meetings, got a pen out, and he's taking the notes. That's not what he does. I know that.
Right.
But that's why those interviews aren't that good, because I don't have any real intelligent questions to ask. We got to go to break. One of us, and it wasn't me, wrote an op-ed in the paper, and I think ruffled some feathers. We'll talk with who that person was right after this. With Majority in the Middle, it's Shannon Watson on the Al Travis Show.
You need a friend at the Capitol who knows how to get things done.
And you're in luck, because that's exactly who we are, your friends at the Capitol, and we deliver results.
At Momentum Advocacy, we bring decades of experience in lobbying, public affairs, and crisis communications.
From local nonprofits to national corporations, we help you move policy, manage your media, and make your voice heard.
We're not just seasoned pros, we're essential partners.
Momentum Advocacy, your friends at the Capitol. Learn more at momentum-advocacy.com.
If it's your turn to host a game, Grandpa's Barbecue suggests you try something different. Put out the perfect barbecue flavor of Grandpa's Barbecue. Add it to your ribs, dip the meatballs, or drench your wings in the original flavor of Grandpa's Barbecue. It isn't too hot or spicy, fruity or smoky or whatever. Grandpa's Barbecue. Available in select stores and online at grandpasbarbecueshop.com.
The Al Travis Show, the last place you can go and hear all sides. Respectful, thoughtful, and grateful.
And we've got her, Shannon Watson, in with Majority in the Middle. She wrote an op-ed, and we're going to find out a lot on how this happens, because I want to bet it wasn't. You wrote an op-ed, is actually titled Maybe a Little Both Sidesism is exactly what we need right now. I've read it during the break. It's nice. You didn't pick that picture, though.
No.
No. See, what do you thought of the picture? When you're talking about trying to get it all together, the picture's got 25 armed ICE guys and one of their vehicles. It looks Nemesis-like, I'm like, that wasn't kind of what you were looking for, was it?
No. I will say this is not the first, I do a lot of op-eds.
Okay.
And this is not the first time that the picture on the website has not really matched the tone of the piece.
Okay.
And that's okay. I mean, that's the thing. That's when you work with partners, then that's part of it. Yes.
All right. Fair enough. Now, any pushback on this article? Well, first, give me the 30-second version of the article, what you said in the article.
So basically, we've been looking for leaders to do something. And my argument is that we need to do something that works, not just to do something. And we are so polarized that getting people to negotiate and help and do all the things, sometimes that comes with a little well, okay, this part isn't great, but what about this? Or that isn't perfect, and you all did that. Those aren't necessarily helpful, but I feel like that's kind of the armor that people have to wear into stepping into no man's land of, I'm not 100% with my side and I'm trying to make this better. And so I think that's okay. Okay. Some people did not agree.
Well, and the pushback there, when you got pushback, I presume people sent you emails or something. Is this or calls? What was?
Well, I get some emails calling me some things.
All right, but you got to take that with a grain of salt. We get them here.
I get some social media blasts. People try to put me on blast.
Whatever they say, people are nuts. I had some person just rip me because of all the right wingers that I have on, and it happened to be that day. And we got an interview with Tom Emmer, and I slid him in the only spot I could. So he actually had 3, I can see it, right wing guys. I should have turned it off right after the sports. Then it's this. And oh, by the way, I really liked Don Shelby, and I was like, okay, just hang in there. The whole thing is going to be your cup of tea. So those folks, they get mad, they can get mad. But what I think matters to me, because I thought about your article, is that it may seem clunky. You said after the Alex shooting that just asking for us to get along to
de-escalate.
Down the
rhetoric.
Yeah. But something has happened, has it not? Again, I'm way outstate here. Since, and I don't know how many have drawn down already, people moved out, and the police seem to be more involved. I would say at this Whipple building, the last I saw was Friday or Saturday. They arrested the police, not the ICE, arrested some people, and it would seem to me next to adult entertainment devices, it seems like it's calmed down a little. It seems like that tension is down. Am I wrong? I'm out here. I don't know.
It depends on where you are. I think this is one of those situations where a lot of things are going to be true at the same time. I think the rhetoric has come down a little bit, but what people are experiencing, and citizens being detained and people being pulled out of cars and whatever, that is not the targeted enforcement that they are saying it is.
No, I'm not either side.
We have a warrant for this person, not.
And I'm not arguing that.
Be in traffic behind me, and so we're going to pull you over.
And I'm not arguing that. My point is evidently, and it could be nothing more than that Nancy gal got stolen. I got hijacked down in Arizona. It isn't the front page stuff anymore. It isn't running the news right now. And I guess so being from outstate, right? I'm not seeing it. I'm getting the feeling it's tamped down. That's all I'm asking you. And you're saying it's not. Not
entirely. No.
Well, I don't know when it ever goes away, but it.
Well, and that's the thing, there, of course, there is nuance. And the thing that I'm personally really concerned about is the violation of constitutional rights. That to me is, and I am a huge supporter of law enforcement. You and I have talked about this.
Yep.
Constitutional right, that is a line in the sand. And so entering people's homes without a warrant is not okay. Detaining American citizens without, due process is not okay. Actually, detaining anybody without due process is not okay because, Scalia was the one who said that, the rights apply to everybody, not just citizens.
And I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 90%. And when I say that, I'm a constitutionalist through and through. But even in the state of Minnesota, the DNR can come into your home without a warrant if they suspect you of catching too many perch. If they think you're doing something illegal, they can come in, go right to their freezer and check to see if you took too many fish. They're the most powerful actual law enforcement agency in the country, a Minnesota DNR guy. So my point is the DNR, if they think you're poaching, can walk really right in there into your stuff and check. They don't need a warrant. They suspect you took too many carp, they can come in and take your stuff. They can take your truck, they can take your gun, your fishing equipment if you're using a boat. They can take it all if they suspect that you were poaching. I'm not saying that that's the same size. Please do it. Then you let me know.
Violation of constitutional stuff. Yes.
Well, that's my point. We have them, and as I understand this, there's that caveat for ICE as far as when it comes to non-Americans. So I'm not saying I don't disagree with you 100%. I agree with you 100% on the Constitution, but we have carved out some stuff there. We can have that discussion. I'm with you 100%. If we don't want that, I'm fine with it. But yeah, the DNR is the most powerful law enforcement organization in the country. Minnesota's DNR.
Interesting.
Look up.
Yes, I need to learn more about this.
And now I say this. I interviewed a guy 30 years ago. I did a radio DNR guy, head DNR guy when I was up in Brainerd. He had written a few books about all of them that have passed because of bad people out in the woods with guns.
Yeah.
And he wrote this book, and I were talking about it, and he told me that, and it just stuck with him. He was like, wow, you can come in and just, we think you steal. Anyway, look at how we got off track there. I'm out of time.
I know.
Shannon, love having. Well, we'll find out. You'll look it up. I don't know. How do you look that up? I don't know. But look it up. Shannon Watts, love having you on. Always have.
You do. All right.
Majority in the middle, majoritymiddle.com.